Hi everyone, welcome on board to helper.tv, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.
Efcc to investigate Tinubu. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Friday received a petition to investigate the source of money conveyed in bullion vans to the home of the All Progressive Congress APC national leader Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the eve of 2019 presidential election. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission manhandled journalists at its head office in Abuja on Friday as group of activists, including the convener Concerned Nigerians, Deji Adeyonju, submitted a petition. Other activists who signed the petition were Ariyodare Atoye of the Coalition in Defense of Nigerian Democracy and Constitution and Adebayo Raphael of the Free Nigerian Movement. The activists who visited the EFCC head office on Friday morning addressed the petition to the EFCC acting chairman Ibrahim Magu and titled it "Petition to Investigate the Source of Money Conveyed in Bullion Vans to the Home of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the eve of 2019 presidential election." Of course, no one will say they weren't privy to that information. Everyone saw the pictures of the bullion van conveying money into the premises of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the eve of the presidential election. Where the money was gotten from, of course, we know it's also gotten from the treasury. When asked, he said, "Do I work for the government? Can you point any parastatal that I represent? So why can't a private business person own money?" That is what it was said to see. That is what it was heard to have said. EFCC is empowered by law to prevent, investigate, prosecute, and penalize economic and financial crimes, and is charged with the responsibility of enforcing the provisions of other laws and regulations relating to economic and financial crimes. A copy of the petition that was seen stamped shows EFCC has received a petition requesting it to investigate the former Lagos State governor. According to the petitioners, they said Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a private citizen who ordinarily should not be seen with a convoy of bullion vans. The petition reads, the commission would recall that it was reported all over the news that bullion vans allegedly containing an undisclosed amount of cash were seen entering the home of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former governor of Lagos State, on the eve of Nigerian presidential elections. Tinubu himself admitted to this fact while responding to questions by journalists. Adeyonju wants the anti-graft agency to answer these questions. What are bullion vans doing in the house of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Who owns the content believed to be cash in the bullion vans that were seen entering the house of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the eve of Nigerian presidential election? As the commission, based on its core mandate, investigated the source of the bullion vans. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu's house now a bank where bullion vans now take money to? Adeyonju called on the commission to swing into action and begin an investigation into the appearance of those bullion vans. He said, "We cannot as a nation have two separate rules for fighting corruption, one for those opposed to the ruling party and another for supporters of the government." He commended the commission for its continuous efforts in its fight against corruption. Adeyonju noted that Tinubu's case, if properly investigated and prosecuted diligently, will assure Nigerians of the Commission's willingness to fight corruption that is devoid of party affiliations. The acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, had assured Nigerians at a press briefing on 12 November 2018 that the commission would commence an investigation immediately it receives a petition to investigate Tinubu. And for real, Tinubu can be investigated. I'll tell you guys why. Not because the EFCC are trying to uphold the rule of law or trying to uphold their mandate. It is because the northern part of Nigeria will do just anything to discredit, to defame, to rob Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the floor. Not because they are better than him, not because they are not criminals themselves, but maybe certain groups of Nigerians might be happy to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu being robbed on the floor and rubbished. So they will do everything to make sure that Magu, an Hausa man, will do just their own bidding. They will push this man, Buhari, to be in support of this. And Buhari will say his hands are not involved in this. My hands are not involved in this. You can do what you want to do. EFCC is to handle corruption. And all of a sudden, you will see Bola Ahmed Tinubu being dragged just like any other politician. It is possible coming at this time. So they went further to say, if you are really interested, write a petition. That is what Magu said, and see whether I won't act. It is not for us to listen to people on radio and begin to act. Now a petition has been written, signed, and it has been issued to Ibrahim Magu, EFCC. He has said it before that he would investigate Tinubu if given the petition, and now the petition is right there. Let's see if Magu is going to investigate Tinubu, and not just Tinubu, investigate some other criminals that we have in Nigeria, and even Buhari himself and the cabals. That is just what I want to happen in this country. If Buhari can handle this corruption in the way that it's supposed to be handled, if Buhari can actually go after the criminals that have looted the economy in Nigeria, notwithstanding their status, religious affiliation, if they are part of his own family, if he can do that, then Nigerians will actually clap hands and say, yes, this man lost it, but now he's actually rechanneling what, even if he cannot answer questions out there, he's actually rechanneling the mandate that he has left. He's actually bringing himself back to what he left. But I wouldn't know if we want to do this anyway. And like I said before, 2 gun-wielding security personnel seized and dragged cameras of journalists that were right there when this petition was being filed. The harassment continued for over a minute until the protests of the journalists and the activists began to create a scene. Threatening to security personnel, Adeyanju said, you will not do the right thing. You will come and be harassing ordinary citizens. Why would you tell me to leave this place? The harassment is too much. This is public institution. As you see, the EFCC were harassing and trying to push away the people that came to submit the petition, and also journalists. This simply shows that the EFCC, ICPC, they are just bulldogs for the incumbent government. Once a new government comes in, Magu will be kicked out. Somebody else will be brought in that will do the biddings of the president or whoever, the cabals. Speaking to journalists on the petition, however, I didn't just say, remember a few days ago, the EFCC challenged Nigerians that they would investigate anyone. And right now, we are providing them a petition to investigate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I think they should do more, not just Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There are other people that they should also investigate. And he said, some of us have already taken up the challenge, which is exactly the reason we are here. And basically, I believe that as citizens of this country, we must always ensure that the right thing is done at all times. You can see that even as we are addressing the press, members of the EFCC are harassing us instead of them going to Bodilon to go and do their work. The petition noted that Section 7, subsection 1b of the EFCC Establishment Act 2004 gives the commission the power to investigate properties of any person that appears to the commission that a person's lifestyle and extent of the properties are not justified by his source of income. It added, to the best of our knowledge, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an ordinary citizen and should not have a bullion van bringing money to him. They said there are a lot of questions that are begging for answers. What is a bullion van doing in the house of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Of course, we all know the story. We know what it is all about. This group of people are just basically the corrupt politicians we have in Nigeria. Just like the one from Edo State said. He claimed that he is an activist. He claimed that he is in support of workers. He is actually the head of workers union in those days. They gave him opportunity to become governor, and now he is the chairman of APC. He said, come join our party APC and your sins will be forgiven. With that kind of statement that he has made, he should be locked up, but unfortunately he will not be locked up because he is a member of the ruling party, so his sins will be forgiven. We all know that this present administration is involved in nepotism. Buhari is all about nepotism. Buhari does not bother to fight corruption when it concerns his friends, family, people from his party. He will rather focus on opposition party. He will rather focus on any dissent. He will rather focus on corruption that has to do with people that are not in support of his own administration. Just like how he flouts court ruling. Buhari is known not to obey the law. He claimed that he is for no one and that is for everyone, but unfortunately we realize that that's not the case. Buhari fights corruption in a very devious manner. Is a kind of person that selects who he will target for the fight against corruption. Buhari will not do this totally. He's only selective. Even his former running mate said it. The pastor Bakare said it. He said, Buhari, you are being selective when it comes to fighting corruption. A lot of Nigerians were deceived, but I wasn't deceived. They thought if Buhari comes in, he was going to pull into prison the rest of the criminals that are in the military and of course the civilians, but unfortunately that is not the case. So guys, may I remind you once again to kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red notification icon bell. Please do tap on it so you'll be notified whenever our videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.